Right, question 4. So my first thought at this question is like, oh no, what on earth's going on here? Look, I've got loads to read. Well, it's actually quite a nice question, really. State the sampling method Charlie's used. Well, it's a convenience sample. And why is it a convenient sample? Well, because it's like convenient, isn't it? All right, it just goes and stands there as everybody's coming into work. You might refer to it as an opportunity sample. Okay, either of those two words is absolutely fine. Right, part B. So it says, state and briefly describe an alternative method of non-random sampling that Charlie could use to obtain a sample of 40 workers. Well, we want a quota sample. And how we could do that is that you would just decide, let's say we want 20 men and 20 women, and you maybe just take the first 20 men coming through the door, first 20 women, right? You just decide how many of each group that you want there, right? You're filling a quota. Okay, and then on part C, well, you want to ask everybody, okay? So it's asking every single person. So therefore, that's called a census. Right, we go and ask everybody. Part D. Write down the interquartile range for the data. So the interquartile range is the upper quartile. Take away the lower quartile. So the upper quartile is 58, just reading it from here. And the lower quartile, just be careful because it's going up in twos, these. So that's going to be take away 26. So what's that? 32. Okay, don't make a mistake there. Right, calculate the mean and the standard deviation of these data. Well, we've got everything we need here, haven't we? All right. So even though it's like, it looks like a horrible question, it's actually given us relatively simple things to do all the way through. So the mean is just going to be 4133 over 95. Just plug that into your calculator. I think that's 43.5 minutes. And then the standard deviation, right? Now, so you should know, so to work out the standard deviation, it's the square root of, so it's this figure here, so the sum of x squared over n, take away x bar squared. Plug that into your calculator, all right, and you've got 15.39 minutes. Okay, we just put those values in there. Try and use, if you can, the full value that was there. Maybe try not to sub in the rounded value just there. Right, now part F. So it says, state giving a reason whether you would recommend using the mean and standard deviation, median and interquartile range described with these data. Well, I would go for these guys. Okay. Now why? Okay. The reason that I would do that is because the mean and standard deviation would be affected by the outliers. Okay, that's what we wanted to look at. They're more likely, they're going to be more affected, these values here, by these outliers. All right, that's what it wants us to refer to. Right, because you haven't referred to those yet. Why is it giving you this here? All right, so that's what we're looking at. And then on the last part, it talks about some values changing. So somebody's gone from 75 to 35. So in other words, they've gone from there to there. All right. And then I've got somebody else who's gone from 60 to 33. Okay. So they've like gone down there somewhere. So what's going to happen, right? So the ones that are going to change are these guys just here. So the ones that are going to change are going to be the median and the upper quartile. And what's going to happen, well, it's actually going to be forcing them backwards, isn't it? So they're going to go down.